Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Haunted House. My name is Ghost, and welcome back to another episode of History with a Ghost. There are so many high profile murders in history, usually involving people like Ted Bundy and Jack the Ripper. A lot of these high profile murders are not fully solved. Today, we are talking about a murder that was only just solved about 2 years ago and isn't as well known, I'd say. It is one of the most interesting murder cases ever, in my opinion. I spent hours at times looking into evidence in this case to try and solve the case, or at least try to uncover something more than they had at the time, as were many others on the internet. Today, we are talking about the Delphi murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German. Abigail Williams and Liberty German were close friends from school, who were described as extremely friendly. The family also saying that they loved the outdoors. Abby also loved softball and Libby volleyball. Besides that, there isn't much known about them personally. The case is only like 10 years old. It's not a old case by any means. On the 17th of February 2017, Abby and Libby were dropped off near the Monon High Bridge Trail by Libby's older sister, Kelsey German. The trail connects the nearby Riley Park to the bridge. An hour after they were dropped off, Libby posted a photo of Abby on Instagram walking across the bridge. This is the last photo of them alive. We don't have a exact timeline, but not long after taking that photo, a man in blue jeans, a blue jacket, red undershirt, black shoes, and a black cap appeared and started walking towards the girls. Libby and Abby seemed to grow suspicious of the man. Libby quickly took a photo of the man. He would be known until recently as Bridge Guy. Not only was a photo taken of him, but Libby managed to get a audio recording of his voice. In the recording, you can hear the man telling them to quote, "Go down the hill." Abby and Libby would do just that. They were forced down the hill next to the bridge by gunpoint. Th- There, he would do disgusting stuff to them. According to the testimony at the trial, it seems Abby and Libby still put up a fight, even when being forced down the hill. They were both found near the Deer Creek River, a river that runs past the trail. Um, they were both found with their throats slit. Uh, Libby was found like 20 feet away from Abby with her hands up in a defensive position. She most likely fought back and was the last to die. As for Abby, there was no defensive injuries on her. The most likely situation is she was either knocked out before she could do anything, or she was too scared to do anything. And that was everything they had. They had no clothing of the perp left behind, no fingerprints, just the photo, the audio recording, and a unspent 40 caliber bullet at the scene that was on the ground between the two. And the case would go unsolved for about 6 years. No one could find them until recently they found the killer, Richard Allen. Somehow, using forensics wizardry, they matched the bullet at the scene to his gun. I don't get how that stuff works. Um, bro, that's just insane. Maybe someone in the comments can explain that to me, because I can't wrap my head around that. There was doubt by people if Richard Allen was the killer. Personally, I fully believe it's him. The initial picture that came out of Richard Allen when he was arrested looks exactly like the dude in the picture. Later mugshots of him don't, but I think that's because the beard grew. Um, but as for the initial photo, it's definitely him. The stubble and the facial structure, from what you can tell from the photo, matches completely. 2 years after being arrested, he was found guilty and sentenced to 130 years in prison. And that's about everything about the Delphi murders. Um, a crazy story. This was a big one for me to cover. This one meant a lot to me. I spent forever looking into this case back in the day, and I'm glad they got the justice they deserved. Truly. I'm glad this was brought to a close. But yeah. If you like this video, please give it a like and a follow, and I'll see you next time. Bye.